I want to talk about appreciation for the practices of bhakti. And appreciation for the practices of bhakti is very important because the more you appreciate something, the easier it is to do, the more inclined you are to do it, and the more inspired you are to do it. This morning, I was thinking how we are given so much in Krishna consciousness and how little we appreciate it. And how do we know where our appreciation stands? Well, let's give an example. Do you appreciate the sacrifice that Srila Prabhupada made to write his books? I'm sure your answer is yes. But what's the proof that you appreciate that sacrifice? Well, wouldn't the proof be that you read his books? That shows your appreciation for what he did. What about the holy name? Do you appreciate the holy name? Of course you'll say yes. Wouldn't your giving yourself, your heart, your mind, your attention early every day in the morning to the holy name, wouldn't that demonstrate an appreciation rather than just saying, yes, I appreciate, which is more of an intellectual process? And if you go down the processes of devotional service, then you'll see, yes, this makes sense. The more I appreciate something, the more I would do it, the more I would reciprocate with what I'm given. So now, if we just meditate on what we're given, we unqualified people are given a chance to reconnect with Krishna fully in this life. Do you appreciate that? Yes, we must appreciate that, but we don't always think of it in that way. We tend to take these things for granted. And when we take things for granted, then we don't apply them, we don't utilize them properly. And just think about it. When you're given something of value that you don't deserve, certainly you appreciate it. And certainly you utilize it because you know if this wasn't given to you, there would be no way you could get it. So think of all the processes of bhakti that you've been given, and you'll realize these are tremendous gifts that should never be taken for granted. And then you'll realize that the more I appreciate these gifts, the more I'm going to utilize them or apply them. Now we find that many devotees fade away a little bit from Krishna consciousness. Could you really fade away? Could you really give up your practice if you had full consciousness and an emotional experience of the appreciation of those processes? It probably wouldn't happen. So we could say, as we slip in our devotional service, we're taking it more for granted. We're losing our appreciation for the rarity and the precious nature of what we have. So I think that's a good way to gauge the level of appreciation, not just that I say I appreciate it or I think I'm feeling the appreciation, but by the actions that I engage in, it will demonstrate how much I actually appreciate. Now, everyone appreciates prasadam. I'm sure you never miss it, and I'm sure you relish it. Yeah, so that's a good example, right? Because Prabhupada once said, you can't finish your rounds, but you always find time to eat. So what do you appreciate more, prasadam or your japa? You can't find time to finish your rounds, but you find time to sleep. What do you appreciate more, sleeping or japa? So look at your life in this way. And if you can, just go as deeply as possible into the state of gratitude for what Krishna and Prabhupada have given you, have given us. And I think that will tremendously benefit you in your devotional service. Always remind yourself how fortunate you are to be a devotee, how fortunate you are to have these processes. And I think that will inspire you more and more to delve deeper into the processes and utilize them in ways maybe you're not utilizing them now. Hare Krishna. Everything about Krishna consciousness there's so much to appreciate. And the more we bathe in that appreciation, the deeper we go into our Krishna consciousness.